The average American household is paying over $1,300 every single month just in debt payments alone, and 43% of them have absolutely nothing saved to cover a $400 emergency. That's not a money problem, that's a trap. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how it was built and exactly how to break out of it. Let's talk about a number that surprises almost everyone. Imagine someone owes $5,000 on a credit card at 18% interest, $10,000 on a car loan at 7% interest, $15,000 in student loans at 5% interest. That's $30,000 in total debt. Now let's say they're disciplined. They pay $700 every single month. Consistent, no missed payments. Here's what most people don't realize. In the first year alone, roughly $3,100 of those payments, nearly $260 a month, goes entirely to interest. Not principal, interest. That's money that buys them nothing. It reduces no balance. It builds no equity. It vanishes. And that's at relatively moderate interest rates. If that credit card climbs to 24%, which many store cards and subprime cards already charge, the math gets significantly worse. According to the Federal Reserve's 2023 consumer finance data, the average American credit card interest rate hit 21.19%, the highest level recorded since the Fed began tracking that number in 1994. When rates were 15% in 2019, the same $5,000 balance cost $750 per year in interest. At 21%, that same balance costs over $1,050 per year. That extra $300 isn't going toward paying off debt. It's just the cost of carrying it. This is why millions of people feel stuck. They're making payments, they're being responsible, and yet the balance barely moves. Sometimes it grows. This isn't because they're bad with money. It's because compound interest was designed to work against the borrower, not for them. Here's a concept most financial educators skip over. Debt is a tax on your future income. Think about your monthly take-home pay. Let's say it's $4,000 per month. Subtract $700 in debt payments with $500 in rent or mortgage, $400 in groceries, $200 in utilities, $300 in transportation. You're left with $900, and that has to cover healthcare, clothing, kids, savings, entertainment, and every other expense life throws at you. Now here's the crucial insight, that $700 going to debt payments is not neutral spending. It is spending on purchases that are already gone. You're paying for a car you drove 3 years ago, a vacation you took with a credit card, college tuition from a degree you finished years back. Economists call this temporal mismatch. You're experiencing the cost of something long after you experience the benefit. And every dollar locked in debt repayment is a dollar that cannot be invested, cannot be saved, and cannot give you financial flexibility. The research backs this up. A 2022 study published in the Journal of Financial Planning found that households carrying high-interest consumer debt accumulate retirement wealth at roughly 40% the rate of debt-free households, even when controlling for income. Debt doesn't just cost you money, it costs you time. It costs you compounding growth, and the longer it stays, the more expensive that cost becomes. Let's talk about what financial experts almost universally recommend, the debt avalanche method. The logic is clean and mathematically airtight. You list all your debts. You identify the one with the highest interest rate. You throw every extra dollar at that one first, while paying minimums on everything else. You work down from highest to lowest interest. On paper, this saves you the most money in total interest paid. There's no debate on that, but there's a massive problem. Humans are not spreadsheets. A 2016 study published in the Journal of Marketing Research, conducted by researchers at Northwestern and Yale, found that people who adopted the Debt Snowball Method paid off their debt significantly faster than those who used the mathematically optimal strategy. Why? Because the avalanche method often means you're attacking your largest, most expensive debt for months or even years before you get a single win. When motivation fades, and it will, people stop. They miss a payment. They give up entirely. Behavioral economists call this goal dilution. When a goal feels distant and abstract, the human brain loses its drive to pursue it. Progress, even small progress, is what keeps neural reward circuits engaged. This is the fundamental flaw in treating debt repayment as a pure math problem. Debt repayment is a behavioral challenge with a math component, not the other way around. The snowball method, popularized by Dave Ramsey but grounded in decades of behavioral research, works by targeting momentum rather than interest rate optimization. Here's the exact process. Step 1. List every single debt you have: credit cards, medical bills, car loans, student loans, personal loans, everything. Step 2. Sort them from smallest balance to largest. Ignore interest rates for now. Step 3. Make minimum payments on every debt except the smallest. Step 4. Attack the smallest balance with every dollar you can free up. Step 5. When the smallest debt is gone, roll its entire payment into the next smallest debt. That's the snowball. It literally grows larger as it rolls forward. Let's run through a real example. Debts: $500 medical bill, minimum 25 month, $3,000 credit card, minimum 75 month, $8,000 car loan, minimum 200 month, $15,000 student loan, minimum 175 month. Total minimums $475 month. Now let's say this person can budget $700 month total toward debt. That leaves $225 extra to attack the smallest debt. $500, $250 month, minimum plus extra. 10, the medical bill is gone in just 2 months. Month 3, that $250 rolls into the credit card. Now they're paying $325 month on a $3,000 balance. The card is gone in under 10 months. Month 13, that $325 rolls into the car loan. $525 month on $8,000 remaining, paid off in roughly 16 months. The entire snowball, done this way, could eliminate all $26,500 in non-student debt in under 3 years. That's not a miracle. That's math plus momentum. Before you attack a single debt aggressively, there is one foundational step that most people skip and then pay for dearly. Build a small emergency fund. A starter fund of $1,000 is the standard recommendation. Here's why this matters more than most people realize. Without an emergency fund, the very first car repair, the very first medical copay, the very first unexpected bill forces you back onto a credit card. And when that happens, especially when you've been sacrificing and grinding to pay down debt, the psychological damage is severe. Many people quit entirely after that moment. A 2021 survey by Bankrate found that 56% of Americans couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency with savings alone. That means more than half of the people trying to pay off debt are one flat tire away from undoing months of progress. The emergency fund is not about earning interest. It's about building a firewall. It changes the nature of an emergency from a debt spiral back into a minor inconvenience. Once the starter fund is in place, you are protected from the trap that resets most people. Then, and only then, you go to war on debt. Zero-based budgeting. Give every dollar a job. You cannot repay debt you can't see, and you cannot control money you haven't assigned. This is where zero-based budgeting comes in. The concept is simple. Income minus expenses equals zero. Every dollar is assigned a purpose before the month begins, not after, before. This does not mean spending everything. It means intentionality. Some dollars are assigned to bills, some to groceries, some to debt payments, some to the emergency fund, some to savings. Zero-based budgeting forces a confrontation with reality. Most people who start tracking their spending are genuinely shocked by what they find. The average American household spends $219 per month on subscription services, according to a 2022 C+R research study. Many of those subscriptions are unused or forgotten. That's $2,600 per year quietly draining from accounts. Impulse purchases, convenience spending, delivery fees, small amounts that feel harmless add up to hundreds or thousands per year. When you give every dollar a job, the leaks close. And those closed leaks become accelerated debt payments. Popular tools for zero-based budgeting include YNAB, You Need a Budget, Every Dollar, or even a simple spreadsheet. The tool doesn't matter, the habit does. Cutting expenses is important, but there's a hard ceiling on how much you can cut. You can't cut your way to zero on rent, food, or utilities. Income, however, has no ceiling. This is where a second strategy accelerates the entire process. An extra $300 per month, applied entirely to debt, adds $3,600 per year of principal reduction. That doesn't sound enormous until you realize it could shorten a 5-year debt repayment plan by 18 months or more, depending on interest rates. Sources of accelerated income worth considering. Freelance skills. If you have any professional skill, writing, design, coding, accounting, video editing, photography, those skills are monetizable outside of your day job. Platforms like Fiverr, Upwork, and TopTal have made freelancing accessible to anyone with a marketable skill. Local services, lawn care, pressure washing, pet sitting, cleaning, tutoring, handyman work. These are high-demand, low-barrier businesses that can generate $500 to $2,000 a month in mid-sized cities with very little startup cost. Decluttering for cash. The average American home contains $3,300 in unused items, according to a study by Sparefoot. Electronics, clothing, tools, furniture, collectibles, platforms like Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and Poshmark make it faster than ever to convert clutter into debt payments. Over time, temporary sacrifice of nights and weekends for 12 to 18 months can eliminate years of debt service. It's not glamorous, but the math is undeniable. The goal isn't to work yourself to exhaustion forever. It's to generate a temporary income surge that permanently changes your financial trajectory. Here is one of the least discussed tools in personal finance. Creditors often will negotiate if you ask correctly. Lower interest rates. Many credit card issuers will reduce your interest rate if you call and request it, especially if you have a history of on-time payments. A 2019 survey by creditcards.com found that 69% of cardholders who asked for a lower interest rate received one. That's nearly 7 out of 10 people who asked. Most never ask. Payment plans. If you're behind on bills, especially medical bills, most healthcare providers have hardship programs or can structure 0% interest payment plans. These programs are rarely advertised but are widely available. You simply have to call billing and ask. Medical debt settlements. Nonprofit hospitals are legally required to offer financial assistance programs under the Affordable Care Act. For-profit hospitals frequently negotiate medical debt for 25 to 50 cents on the dollar if you contact them directly, especially if the account has aged or is threatening collections. Collection accounts. If a debt has already gone to collections, a pay-for-delete negotiation is sometimes possible, where you agree to pay a settled amount in exchange for the collector removing the account from your credit report. This is not guaranteed and must be agreed to in writing before payment. One important caution: always verify the legitimacy of any collection account before paying. Request written debt validation under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Fraudulent collection attempts are common. Get everything in writing. Pay nothing until verified. Traps that reset your progress. There are several well-marketed paths out of debt that actually lead people deeper in. Let's go through the most dangerous. Balance transfer traps. A 0% APR balance transfer offer can be a powerful tool, but it comes with expiration dates. Most introductory 0% periods last 12 to 21 months. If the balance isn't paid off by then, the remaining balance often reverts to rates of 22% to 29%. Worse, many people who transfer balances continue using the original card, ending up with 2 debts instead of 1. Debt relief and debt settlement companies. Some for-profit companies advertise dramatic debt reduction for a fee. What they often fail to tell you, they instruct you to stop making payments to creditors while they negotiate. This deliberately tanking of your credit causes massive credit score damage, leaves you open to lawsuits from creditors, and the fees charged often consume 15–25% of the total enrolled debt. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has issued numerous warnings and enforcement actions against companies in this space. If you need legitimate help, seek out an NFCC-certified nonprofit credit counseling agency. Organizations like the National Foundation for Credit Counseling offer free or low-cost debt management plans that can reduce interest rates without destroying credit. Borrowing from retirement accounts. A 401k loan might seem convenient. You're borrowing from yourself, after all. But the math is brutal. You lose compound growth on the withdrawn amount. If you leave your employer, the loan typically becomes immediately due. And if you can't repay, it's classified as a taxable distribution, plus a 10% early withdrawal penalty. This should be an absolute last resort, used only when the alternative is bankruptcy or legal judgment. Payday loans and cash advance apps. Payday loans carry APRs that routinely exceed 300% to 400%. A $500 payday loan with a $75 fee for 2 weeks is the equivalent of 391% APR. Cash advance apps, while marketed as fee-free, encourage tips that function as disguised interest when annualized. These instruments are debt traps by design. Avoid them entirely. The psychology of staying the course. Debt repayment is a long game, and long games are won or lost in the mind. There will be slow months when an unexpected car repair or medical bill eats the payment you worked hard to build. Months when the balance barely moves, months when it feels pointless. This is completely normal, and it does not mean the plan has failed. Research from the American Psychological Association consistently shows that people who visualize their progress persist significantly longer than those who don't. Use a physical or digital debt payoff tracker, color in a progress bar, update a spreadsheet, make the invisible visible. When you can see, literally see, that your $15,000 balance is now $11,400, the abstract goal becomes concrete, and concrete goals sustain motivation. Celebrate milestones, not with spending, but with recognition. Every debt eliminated is not a small win. It is a fundamental change in your financial life. Acknowledge it, mark it, let it fuel the next round. Build your support structure. Research from Dr. Thomas Stanley, author of The Millionaire Next Door, found that most high net worth individuals built wealth through what he called economically productive behavior in social groups. In plain terms, it's easier to stay disciplined when the people around you share your values. If everyone you spend time with is encouraging you to spend, saving feels like deprivation. Find community, online or in person, with others on the same journey. The day you make your last debt payment is the day your financial life fundamentally changes. Suddenly, the money that was going to lenders is yours. The first move, expand your emergency fund from the starter $1,000 to 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This creates a genuine safety net, not just a firewall against emergencies, but real financial security. The second move, start investing. If your employer offers a 401k match and you weren't maximizing it during debt repayment, now you capture that free money. A 50% match on 6% of salary is an immediate 50% return on those dollars. No investment in the world reliably beats that. The third move, understand the difference between wealth-building debt and destruction debt. A mortgage at 3-4% on an appreciating asset is different from a credit card at 21%. Not all debt is equal. Learning to use low-cost leverage strategically while never returning to consumer debt is the mark of financial maturity. The final warning, lifestyle creep. As income grows, spending has a gravitational pull to grow with it. A raise leads to a nicer car. A bonus leads to a longer vacation. A promotion leads to a bigger house. Every dollar that flows into lifestyle instead of wealth building is a dollar that doesn't compound. Over 20 years, the difference between someone who inflates their lifestyle with raises and someone who redirects them to investments is often measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars, sometimes in millions. Maintain the discipline, not the deprivation, just the intention. Decide in advance what wealth looks like to you and spend accordingly. Escaping debt is not about luck. It's not about income. People on $35,000 salaries have paid off $50,000 in debt. People on $200,000 salaries have gone bankrupt. The difference is almost never money. It's behavior. Small payments made consistently, small decisions made deliberately, small wins stacked one on top of another until the whole structure collapses in your favor. The system was built to keep you paying. Understanding how it works is the first step toward using that system differently, not against you, for you. If this video helped you see debt differently or gave you a clearer path forward, hit the like button right now. It genuinely helps more people find this content. Subscribe to Money Science AR if you want to keep going deeper on credit, money systems, and the financial strategies that actually work in the real world. And if you know someone who's struggling with debt, forward this video to them, not as a lecture, just as a tool, because sometimes all it takes is understanding the system you're trapped in to finally start walking out. I'll see you in the next one.